So, man, this is the
historical Woodland Hills Wolverine.
George A. Novak Stadium, man.
Feel me?
I think we ranked like, what, number 8 ESPN on best high school stadium. We got I know a lot of NFL guys that came out of here, man.
A lot of greats that played on this field.
Jason Taylor actually played with one of our coaches now, Coach Train at Akron. And he talked about the experience. He said Jason Taylor never even played football until what? 10th grade year.
Yeah, he said 10th, sophomore year.
He said Coach Novak saw him actually walking down Turtle Creek. And he said he looked big and come play football. Now he's a Hall of Famer in the NFL. So that's just crazy, man.
Then we got our concession stands over here. It's a little fact about the concession stands. That wasn't there originally, about a couple, years ago. That was more grass. And it connected this whole field before it became turf, it was grass. A lot of greats played on this field.
And then we got our steps, man. Them steps.
Those
killers right there, man.
I don't even want to look at them.
Everybody be saying them NFL college steps, man. Them is the Wolverine steps right there.
Promise
man.
you.
Yeah, you run them, your legs gonna be hurt.
Steps is no joke.
Not at all, man.
Then we got our brand new scoreboard down here.
Just got that last year. Fundraise some money for me. I love it. For me, who knows Wolverine, they got a touchscreen scoreboard.
You feel me? Play music at the top.
Come on, man.
You feel me? Voice is going up.
We just repainted our little podium, whatever it's called. For me, I don't even know what it's called, but yeah, we just redid that. We got our little slogan: pride, toughness, effort, discipline.
Them 4 words mean a lot, though. Those mean a lot in Woodland Hills in general. They hold a lot of history, and we really have our pride on these 4 words right here. Every time we go on a battle with our brothers, we touch this board. You know what board we talking about? The white board. It's called the Woodland board.
All them words.
It says all them words. That's what our program is based off of. These 4 words right here: pride, toughness, effort, discipline.
Yes, sir.
That's what the Wolverine's made out of.
Yep.
And that's our field.
That's our field, man. Feel me?
We here at Woody High, Prospect Media 2/10 with Ziggy, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, pass rusher, Mr. Do-It-All here, one of the upcoming linebackers in the country. Got various offers all over the country, more coming.
Yeah, so this season, currently we're doing some preseason features to introduce players, talk about a little bit of things on and off the field. So Ziggy, talk about some of the things that attracted you to come to Woodland Hills High School.
I wouldn't say attracted me, but I was kind of born into it. My family come from Woody. My dad played here, cousins play here, uncles play here. So it's not, I was born really into it. And it's Woody's just like a brotherhood. Everybody that play here been growing up together, and we just all ball together, for real.
So with that being said about the family all playing here, your dad played Division I football. You feel any pressure from that?
Nah, that just gives me motivation. I want to be better than him.
Right.
He played as a true freshman. I want to play as a true freshman. I just want to be better than him.
Talk about some of your Little League years when you really developed the love for football. When did you notice football is something you wanted to do?
I noticed, I still got this one memory. It's when I was 5, and my brother, he played football, and they didn't have a league for 5-year-olds yet. So I'm just sitting there watching them, and my dad actually bought me shoulder pads and helmets, and I went to my little brother's practice, and I hit him, but I didn't know I had that in me. I tackled him. I was yeah, I loved it from there. So my dad signed me up. I think I played flag football when I was 5, and then 6 I started playing football at Woody, and I was playing with some other guys Keyshawn Robinson, played with Cam Walter, Taz Williams. I played with all of them when I was young.
So with this upcoming season coming up, where you feel you're at as far as bringing your team up to the next level, as far as being a leader?
I feel my leadership getting better. I feel now that I'm upperclassman, it's more as my team. So I got way more control. So I just gotta make sure I'm doing right. But as far as leadership, I feel it's there. With the help of KG, Cam, we all coming together and we're gonna lead these teams because we got a lot of young guys trying to step up. So we gotta just make sure they lead in the right way.
So talk about that. Talk a little bit more about the leadership because your core group, you're all going into your junior year now, and you know pretty much y'all been all starting since freshmen. Talk a little bit about that core group and the chemistry that y'all had, and how your confidence. Talk about your confidence coming into your junior seasons.
So for me, I know playing as a freshman, like getting to see that field that early, it's like, I don't know, the game gets slower for me. Like freshman year, okay, it was a little fast. Sophomore year, that it slowed down and you could like really see. So I just feel as junior year, it's about to be a whole different story in my eyes. But Scoop and Cam, I feel like Cam coming off an injury, he been doing very good. You see, we just won 11 on and Pitt, so he been doing good. And Scoop, he also coming off an injury, but we all just coming together and we all just working hard. And we also got a new offense coming in, so we all just gotta keep working hard.
So, you know, now that 5A, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a rumble. You got Pete there, you got Pine. You also will have like a team that really people like a team like Moon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got also, it's a rumble in that whole 5A conference.
You know, what everybody gonna say, we wanna see us at the top. But like last year we was looking at it as like our schedule. This year we looking at it as like game by game. We gonna take it game by game. Like week 0, Erie McDowell, that's who we worrying about. And then once we beat them, we're straight on Penn Hills. Like we just gonna take it game by game and keep it at that. Because once we start worrying about Central week 3, that's when our heads start getting all over the place and we're worrying about too much. We gotta focus on one thing.
But that's the maturity comes in as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Last year, coming into your sophomore season, obviously a whole new coaching staff, whole new athletic department. Talk about, you know, how that was coming into, you know, really a new culture.
Coach B made like Woody more disciplined and like even off the streets and stuff. He got some like people that was on the streets playing football now. I just love the change. And we're more so like together now and like a football team, not just like different cliques on the team playing together. So I like the change.
So with that being said, you know, that shows his leadership qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Able to bring everybody, that's the sign of a great leader, able to bring everybody all at one if you had these different cliques. Because that creates a lot of animosity in the locker room, especially when you're getting down, people like to point fingers. So there's levels to it. Now y'all leveling up from, what was y'all record last year?
6 and 5?
Something
6 and 4.
6 and 4. So now it's going to do nothing but get greater after that. You all, you know, I see y'all could make a nice little state run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's right there. And with the people on the other side, Imhotep ended up going to 6A. So
Earl? It went to 6A?
Yeah, Imhotep's to 6A.
Okay.
So now, you know what I mean, the road to 5A is a little bit different.
Looking back at it from here, now, I feel like we wasn't ready as a team. Like we was all like, come on, like our mindset wasn't really there. Like we wasn't like, we had to work harder. Like we wanted it, but we just say we wanted it. We ain't really want it. We got to work. So now we like really like, we're gonna keep our mouth shut. We just gonna show everybody how we working.
That's big. That's big. You see the maturity, even, you know, just reflecting, that shows leadership qualities. So coming into this year, what are some of the things that you've been saying during practice, or, you know, y'all been talking about behind the scenes, that gives you the confidence coming into this year?
Some stuff I've been saying, it's not really like me saying stuff. Like some practice I would just like be quiet and let the young guys do what they do and see if they ready for this level. Like, cause I ain't gonna lie, JV, I mean I never played a JV game, but JV and varsity is 2 different things. And for you to outcome in 9th, 10th, that's a big step. You playing against 18-year-olds, so like you gotta have that mindset. Like a couple of our young guys like Nico Major, Leak, we got Landon Akins, like we got some guys stepping up, and like we just need them to take over because it's not always gonna be like me, Cam, Scoop, George. Like the focus, we gotta make like we need more playmakers. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, basically from what I seen down here in the 7-on-7 league, and then like you said, down at the 11-on-1, 11-on-11, and then down Pitt. I mean, y'all hitting your stride, and all that stuff, that summer work all builds confidence. So just personally, where do you see where you got to get better?
Me, I still gotta get better on speed and my hand placement for alignment and stuff. Cause I want to be way more quicker than them. I want to get to the ball faster. I want more like TFLs this year. I don't like people like getting yards on me. I don't like that.
Right, you take it as a site of disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Just as a man, you're coming into the standpoint to where you're maturing. You know, obviously you got one more year of high school, but after that, you know, you're on to college, and you know that's when you really become, you know, a man of your own. Who are some of your role models? Some of the people that have been in your life that instilled, you know, the maturity into you that you hear now?
My biggest role model, he's my dad. He always lead me in the right foot, the right state of mindset. Always gonna be there for me. He's gonna be my dad. And I wouldn't say my role models, but I also like I hang around the guys a lot. Like we teach each other a lot of stuff. Like KG, Cam, we all give our state of mind to each other. Like, and I feel like that's best. Like if KG feel like I wasn't doing good at practice and stuff, I ain't gonna take it like, oh, I'm about to go fighting. I'm gonna take it like, okay, like what I gotta do better. And I tell him his wrongs, I tell Cam his wrongs. So we all see eye to eye. So I don't really think. And as far as off the field expectations, I feel like I've been doing good as a student athlete. Recently, my 2023-2024 year, I got my GPA average was a 3.3. So happy for myself for that. And I just gotta keep doing the work, just keep doing it. It's all about consistency at the end of the day.
Also, you know, you pulled up with your NIL representation. Talk a little bit about your off the field initiatives. I know you say you got a clothing brand coming, so kind of give yourself a shout out on that.
Yeah, I got these shirts coming soon, these shirts coming soon. I just been working for me. Just media been blowing up, so you feel me? I got to put something in the works. So I got some clothes coming soon, man. Got some deals coming soon. We just can't speak on it yet. Just keep your eyes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, essentially, you know, everything with the NIL, when you, and all you high school guys got to remember this. If you do what you got to do, take care of what you need to take care of on the field, then you become your own brand.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? No different. Reese a brand, I'm a brand. Now you starting young, you a brand.
Exactly.
And that you keep doing what you got to do. You go to college, NFL, but the main thing is taking care of what you got to do on the field, and all the other stuff will come.
Exactly.
Yeah. So since we're on that topic, I want you to hit a little bit more on, you know, the NIL, how you seen it come into fruition, you know, and just give your sort of analysis on it. Like, do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's helping, you know, college sports, high school sports? Obviously, you got college football coming back out with the game. So talk about, you know, the growth, because you've been around high school football all the time.
I there's some pros and cons with the NIL. I think it's a good thing as far as like when the kid can, you know, he's performing, he's doing his job on the field, and they could, you know, make some money out of it. And on the high school level, if you do get some endorsements like you're doing your t-shirt line, whatever it may be, that's good, because that's setting you up to be a business owner. You know what I mean? An independent business owner. That's what it's doing. And I'm into people having their own business. But the next level is when you get to college, there's some pros and cons whenever kids is making 400, 500,000, 600,000 before they even hit the field. So that's where the pro and the con is like, all right, this kid hasn't performed yet. How is this kid able to make this type of money before a person that is actually performing on the field? So I think they might need to have like a guideline for it. You know what I mean? Because I would feel some type of way. I'm going in my senior year and I'm balling. I'm an All-American, and I got some freshmen coming in making $500,000.
Yeah.
And he ain't even proved himself. But I do think when you're in college, you should get, you know what I mean? You're bringing all this attention to university, getting the fans, the rev share, now the TV deals, you know what I mean? Get paid. On that other hand, recruiting wise, Now, as you see, more and more young guys are getting offered because of the pressure. And I think that NIL is like the wild, wild west of offers right now. You know what I mean? 8th graders, 7th graders, which we never seen before, because now colleges got to find these kids at an earlier pace and sign them earlier. Because that's why there's gonna be an early signing date, because of the pressure of the NIL. You know, and then you got outside entities able to give money and lead schools in certain directions, you know what I mean? And that's where you get a little bit shaky there.
That's a big point. How do you feel about it so far? What have you seen in that space, and how has it, impacted you?
I like it. I like the change, but like D said, like some people, I mean, they get to touching too much money. They don't know how, they see it before their eyes. They get to moving too fast, don't want to work. Like at the end of the day, you still got to work. Still got to work.
And I think too, to your point, I think that what has to be done is that they need to teach the kids financial literacy, because a lot of times kids, their family, their mom and dad might not know how to move financially in the right direction. So if their kid gets it, first thing they want to do is go spend it on something that they shouldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think along what they need is, if whoever, whoever's dealing with the kid and the families, sitting down with the families and letting them know about the financial literacy, like more or less how to move, put money in here, put money in trust, put different, moving your money in different ways to make it work for you.
Yeah, I think that's important, because I've seen so much just being around so many athletes and seeing them coming into the draft. A lot of them, I won't say the name, but I was doing a documentary for somebody, and I sent him the invoice. I was like, I'm gonna send you over the invoice, and one thing he said was, "What is an invoice?" And I'm like, "How are you, about to touch $1 million, about to get drafted into the NFL, and you don't know what an invoice is?" So those little principles, they need to be taught to our players, and I think
that's how they get taken advantage of. I already know.
Exactly.
I've seen it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so that not only needs to start in college, but I think there needs to be systems in high school where you're starting to teach these players, whether that's in school or on the team. I think that's important because, like you said, they get taken advantage of. They get to touching too much money and
allowing somebody to pay their own bills,
exactly,
stuff like that, where a lot of the stuff they could be doing on their own, you ain't got to pay nobody for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's money going out their pocket.
Right.
I've been watching Ziggy. He's maturing. He's just like he was talking about with his teammates. That's constructive criticism. You know what I mean? A lot of kids, they can't handle their peers saying, "Listen, bro, you messed up." You know what I mean? They can't. That's a lot of maturity, and that's amongst the team. So when y'all get in tight situations, what's going to happen is y'all going to be able to pull out wins that you shouldn't have. That's what happens. A lot of times you be in close little scrambles, you know what I mean? Like you might see in a 7-on-7, you pull that close game out like you just did, that's a sign of maturity. That's learning how to win. So you've seen the progression with Woodland Hills since I've been around. It's just like stair steps, and y'all growing. You know what I mean? So, Ziggy, he's one of the guys, his offers basically speaks for itself. And the thing about him, how I feel, you pick a school, when you get down to it, you pick where you're gonna play, where you get on the field. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't get what we want, but you go who wants you. Rayon Strader's a prime example. He ain't have no Power 5 offers. What's he? Freshman All-American. You know what I mean? Sky Moore, he ain't have Power 5 offers. Look at him, he's in the league. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter where you go, it's how you finish. Rodney Thomas, Yale, he's starting in the pros. So, you come from you're a well-rounded individual. You speak your mind. I see you on the sidelines, even if you ain't playing. You're leading, you're vocal. You know what I mean? And big ups to you, big ups to your dad, your family, everybody around you, because that's about you. Everything that you do is a byproduct of what you learned from your family. So
appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right. George, you're originally from Pittsburgh,
yes,
and then
sir.
came back. What was the first immediate thing? What was the difference for you when you came back up from Georgia?
When I came back up from Georgia, I could tell that everybody grew up, like most definitely. Especially the guys I've been playing with since I was young, the Cams, the Scoops, the Amirs. It's just like all them boys when I played when I was younger, just coming back and seeing them all older and how the media's changing and all that. I started realizing who Germ was, Prospect was, just all that, the different type of teams it was. It took me a little minute. It was new. Because when I looked at Pittsburgh as the same big old, feel me, city that I've been living in. There's Wilkinsburg, Turtle Creek,
Right.
all that. I played on this field when I was younger. I just think those, but when I come back and looking at it from an older age, it's crazy.
Talk about coming back into this transition with Woody High. You know, obviously a whole new coaching staff, whole new athletic staff. Talk about some of the things that, you know, you witnessed early on coming back to the school.
I feel like I was put in a blessed position to come back with a brand new coaching staff because, like, that's my opportunity to show them who I am. It's a brand new group of kids to him. It's a brand new group of men to us. So at the end of the day, we got to get on the same page if we want to win. And I seen the conduct was changing from the head coach, Coach B. I see he was on us about our grades more. He was on us about being in the hallways more. Just little things that head coaches should be doing. He will invite us in his room sometimes when we got some free time, talk to us, watch some film with us. But at the end of the day, he wanted to focus on the books. The conduct changed a lot when we got down to the field. Some things that was happening the previous years before I was here wasn't happening no more. And I was all here for the change. You got to think about it. I came in the same time he came in. So we're on the same type of head. We'd rather change the program for the good than keep doing what it was doing for the bad.
So, you know, before we had started, you was talking about you got a story to tell, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell your story.
All right, so basically, I first found love for the game when I was about 5 to 6 years old. My mom wanted to put me in football. I was aggressive, I had a lot of energy, and she just wanted to see how I would do at first. And we looked around the team, we looked around the city of Pittsburgh, and they said Woodland Hills was them guys. So she signed me up for Woodland Hills Little League, and that's when I started playing with the Scoops and Cams and Amirs. And I played all the way up until I was 9 years old and moved to Georgia. It was a drastic change for me that I needed because I wasn't the best kid, education-wise. Basically, if I would have stayed in Pittsburgh, who'd have tell who I would have been? I probably would have been another kid out here doing dumb stuff, which I shouldn't have been doing. So my mom needed to take me out of the city of Pittsburgh and give me a little refresh. So she brought me to Georgia. Brand new atmosphere, brand new men, brand new everybody. I had to get to know people. So I went out there, and it was one day we was driving by the recreation center, and a coach stopped by and see me get out the car, and he was like, "You play football, boy?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do, coach." I was like, "Right now I'm looking for a team." And he signed me up for the Riverdale Blackhawks. Played there, got a little bit of defensive end and linebacker in around that time, and from there just skyrocketed. Played for Kendrick, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, started all years, fullback and linebacker. And I got to high school, and my only mindset as a freshman is to get on the field. And that was my goal. That summer, our defensive end, we was doing mat drills, and he was going against our starting offensive tackle. Got injured. I was the next biggest guy up. Won 9 games, tied 1 game, and made it to the second round of the playoffs and lost 7-0. Our defense was one of the top defenses in Clay County. So we was them guys. Then I went into my sophomore year, and I had to take a big leadership role. I wasn't no longer a freshman. I was going into my sophomore year. We lost a bunch of seniors. So now it's up to me. It was a big transition because I went from 34 to 4 and as a sophomore. So it was like, he's a leader.
Right.
I stepped out there, was a leader, played my sophomore year, didn't end well, went 4-6, didn't make the playoffs. Everybody skated. Everybody skated and left everybody else on their own. Figure it out on your own, or you could just stay at the school.
So would they transfer?
Basically,
Wow.
the whole coaching staff got fired. It's like a rebuild how Woody's doing.
Right.
Whole coaching staff got fired. Some coaches left, kids ain't like it. Some other kids left and went to other schools. I had 2 options. Come back home and try to fight for a spot in Woodland Hills, or go to Carver and fight for a spot in West Side of Atlanta.
Yeah, Carver's a good school down there.
100%.
Yeah.
And the reason why I didn't take Carver and I took Woodland Hills is because I trust Cameron Walters so much.
Right.
Because I called him because he was my boy. Like, I grew up with Cam. And he was like, I know your work ethic. I know how you work, anything. You come up here, you'll be a dog. Trust and believe, people will notice it.
Right.
You're a good person, you have a great heart, and Woodland Hills need that type of person right now. And I said, I trust you, bro. So my mom booked the U-Haul, packed up, and we back to Pittsburgh.
So you done with a lot of transitioning more or less in your life. So with you, you type of guy, you go to California and go to school. Anywhere, because you know how to adapt.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I wanted to ask, because obviously there's a ton of debate around the country who got the best football players. Obviously you got Texas, you got Florida, you got Georgia, you got California, you got PA. Talk about PA versus Georgia. What's the difference?
I'll say this. We got a lot more guys that are like Scoop, like fast, but just a taller height. Like
Down south?
Yeah, down south. I'll say this, the difference between Whippy football and Georgia football is probably the body structures. Like they're built like grown men down there.
Right.
Like grown men. Like I remember my freshman year, we played a quarterback, nothing about 6'4", probably weighing in at like 230, 225, big. Like you supposed to be at the end. But like that's the type of body structures these players had, like college type body structures. And it was just like you either adapt to the game and you play physical with these boys, or you get kicked to the curb like a lot of other kids.
Right. So just to follow up with you on that, what have you seen is the difference? Because obviously the size is a big factor. From Pittsburgh, why is PA football top notch?
So I'm gonna give you like a couple different perspectives, and this is what I hear from NFL. One thing about Western Pennsylvania guys, when they get to the NFL, they be ready. They don't know what it is in the water. Long said the same thing, even with guys coming from Pitt. You know what I'm saying? And if you look how many Hall of Fame or college Hall of Famers is from the University of Pitt. The majority of them Western Pennsylvania. Look how many Hall of Famers is from Western Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? People don't realize, like, you know, they didn't even realize Aaron was from Pittsburgh until he started getting noticed. A dude like Brandon Marshall, did you know Brandon Marshall was from Pittsburgh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People don't realize that. Then they be look at it, you know, Western Pennsylvania, like the Reeveses and the Ty Laws. But if you look around, Western Pennsylvania is well represented when you get to the pinnacle of things in the NFL. So even talking to Justin Matabuka, he's from Texas. He played in front of 47,000 people in high school. He even said, man, I like coming up here because y'all dudes be grinding. Look at Dane, you know what I mean? DeMar, Brisker, Sky, Joey, you know what I mean? Then you got another influx like DeQuan Hardy and MJ Devonshire. It's the grind, Jordan Whitehead. And the thing is, those dudes, when they get to the league, they perform. It's not like Tyler, you know, Tyler Boyd, he been in the league, he performs. James Conner, them guys is not, them is dudes getting second and third contracts. So that's my perspective from the, you know, like when you look at that in the NFL type situation.
So for you, coming back to Pittsburgh, coming to a school like Woodland Hills, your sophomore year, what was your mindset? Was it, you know, just trying to get acclimated to the team? Or?
Well, I knew what we did was a big change. Like, it's not a lot of parents just picking up a U-Haul and moving across the country for their son. Like, most parents would just give you an ultimatum and tell you have to go there. And my mom did that for me and brought me up here, and I thank her very much. But my ground was, I'm a sophomore. I just played my sophomore year down in Georgia. I'm going into my junior year. It's grind season. I'm coming in with 0 offers, no looks. Nobody know me up here in the Whippy. I got to make my name known somehow, some way. That's my number one goal. And I told people, like, I told Zig and Cam and everybody else on the team, like, okay, I might be in my shell for right now, but when I come out my shell, y'all gonna see a different type of beast. Like, I feel as if I stamp my name in the Whippy Hills right now. People know who George Hill is. Now it's just time for me to take it even farther by going into my senior year.
No, I mean, you definitely doing it. I mean, I didn't really know who you was, and they kept talking about you. And then, you know, you basically, you made your presence felt. And then now you know, now everybody knows about you. And of course, the offers speak for themselves. Yes, so, and then, you know, now it's just finding a school that fits you, committing, and then finish off that senior year, and, you know, win that Whippy, win that state. That's
100%.
it. Yeah.
Y'all had a great season last year. Started off a little rough, but y'all started to hit your stride at the end of the year. And then it came down to a battle against Penn Hills, where y'all didn't have your starting quarterback. I believe Ziggy and Brandon Jones was playing quarterback at the time, pretty much playing Wildcat the whole game. But that game came down to the last play. And y'all actually scored on that last play, but it was called back for ineligible man downfield. Yeah. So talk about that moment to end the season.
All I remember was we drove down the field after defense just came out with a clutch stop. We drove down the field on offense. I'm sitting there on the sideline, just let's do it, though. Like, gotta get in this end zone. We getting into the red zone. Couple seconds left on the clock. Then we had one more play. It was 4th down, 4th and long. And all I remember was Cam rolling out, B Jones rolling out, Scoop's coming back around, pass it to Scoop, Scoop just toss it up, Sim come down with it. Everybody get happy. Oh, Sim was in, let's do it, Sim. And I remember seeing the yellow flag. I just said, wow.
The offensive lineman was down the field.
Yeah. I just said, wow. It killed me a little bit, especially because we needed that game to go to the playoffs.
Right.
And who's to say if we went to the playoffs, the outcome would have been different? Who's to say how far we would have went? Because I'm not going to lie, we was a different team last year. And I feel like
had
we grew.
momentum.
We grew throughout the season. We hit that 5-game win streak, started winning against everybody, and now it's just going to take us farther into the playoffs. Our mindset started to change, but it just changed too late. That's what I told the seniors, and I told everybody else. Now I'm becoming a senior, and I have my fellow juniors coming up like Ziggy and Scoop and Cam. Now it's just really time to turn the team up because now it's on us. Like I wasn't a senior last year, I was a junior. At that, I was new to the city. Like you said, my presence is felt now, my name is stamped. Now it's just time to focus on my team. And that's what I've really been trying to focus on this offseason is leadership. Be more vocal out there, especially me and my guys. Like I always talk to Cam and Zig about it. We be on group FaceTime, get tech, group chat, all that. And we always talk about what we could do to help the team out better, what we could do to help the young guys out better. Start doing mandatory practices on Sundays, coming down to the field, just getting some some steps in. Like just little things like that. We just want to be better and we want our young guys to back us up on that.
That's accountability. And that's the number one thing, you know, everybody, any person, accountability will take you a long way, just looking in the mirror. And that's the respect they have for you. And that's going to take you a long way. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, you're making it easier on the coach.
100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All he got to do is, he knows that y'all going to be disciplined and do the extra stuff. Then all you got to do is focus on the X's and O's and worry about the next group of tier coming up because you already been through there and done that. So that's y'all being accountable, especially you. That's a good thing.
So what is it that y'all need to focus on this year? Because obviously y'all have the talent. Y'all can compete with anybody in the whip field. But how do y'all take that next step this year to where y'all come out and y'all say Woodland Hills is the best team in 5A and y'all can go on to compete for a state championship? Where do you feel like y'all have grown already, and what do you feel like the steps you need to take on and off the field moving forward this season to get to the championship?
I've been saying it a lot throughout this whole 7-on-7. When we did Pitt, when we did Steelers 11 on, I've been telling the defense, steady head, even kill. No matter if we make a big play, no matter if we force a fumble, anything like that, steady head, even kill. And I've been trying to relate that to the safeties, relate that to the D-line, relate that to the offense, because at the end of the day, what I don't want us to do from last year is, okay, cool, we make a big play and we got a legal man downfield. I just want everybody to remember, like, okay, cool, we ain't get that play, let's make it back, like, end of the day. Because who's to say we got another play after that? We ain't make nothing of it. So it's just, at the end of the day, the game's never over to 0-0-0 on the clock. We need to take each game by game, L's or wins. And if we have an L, we need to forget about it.
Nah, man, I mean, basically, you got everything in perspective. I see it. Now it's just taking all that knowledge and putting it on the field. You know what I mean? And that's that. You know what I mean? You definitely, man, you got everything going in the right direction. And, you know, I'm happy to see that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't even know you. And I have conversations with you like I've known you for a long time. So, yeah man, you're definitely on the right path.
Yeah, and I think as well, you know, obviously us being around doing the documentary, you know, I was around you and got to know you a little bit, but sitting down and actually having a one-on-one conversation, you see the maturity that you have. Not a lot of young guys have communication skills like you do. You're very confident when you speak. You're very direct and honest about everything. So what I'm leading to is, what are some things you're looking to off the field? Like, what do you see yourself going to college for? What do you see yourself doing outside of football?
Well, in a minute, I was thinking for a little minute that I wanted to do psychology, business, and take the business route and get into the real estate route. That's what I really wanted to do. But I'm starting to narrow it down right now to business and sports management. Only because I thought about psychology and the type of lifestyle that I want to live. I do love helping people. I love talking to people. I love getting things off people's mind. But I have to get myself in the right state of mind before I can help other people. And I feel as if I go through college, take advantage of the 4-year degree that I got, maybe the 5, because I'm thinking about redshirting, so I could walk away with 2 degrees. I'm thinking life after football. I'm thinking about what if football don't work out. at the end of the day, everybody goal is to get to the league here, right? 100%. But if that's not the goal, you think about it. 3% go to the league every year.
Right.
3% go to the league every year. You got to start thinking about what you're going to do after this 4 years of college, after these 5 years of college.
Right.
You're not going to be in college forever.
Right. That's big. You mentioned psychology and sports management, helping other people. You know what I mean? One of the things we're doing with Prospect is getting into management.
Okay.
So, you know, we're around so many athletes. So, you know, we understand that God didn't give us this platform just to post highlights on social media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why we're doing the podcast. That's why, you know, we're doing different things to help grow the community. It's not just about sports. So one of the things you might be able to do is, you know, psychology and sports, you know, but working directly with athletes as far as, you know, helping them mature, knowing the things to look for, even right now, because you have a mindset that is far ahead of your age. So it's not like you have to wait till you get yourself together. You're already very intelligent. You have a lot of wisdom. You can tell you're in the books, you know what I mean? And you're doing things to, you know, grow your mentality outside of the sport. So, you know, that's one thing that you could even start right now.
100%. And then remember I told you I'm starting my car detailing business. I'm trying to take that on outside of the community of Woodland Hills. At the end of the day, I started it because I realized driving through these streets in our neighborhoods that a lot of people don't have time to clean their cars. Right. And I clean my car a lot. Like, ask anybody. They'll tell you, like, I clean my car a lot. My car stay clean. And I decided to start a business for the community and just go around helping people clean cars. I got my price list up. Actually going to repost it today.
Well,
but
send it to me.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm most definitely got you. But yeah, I'm just trying to take that further here. Like right now, I got my top 3 schools. I'm thinking about committing July 15th.
Okay.
Doing a little something about that. And
hey, commit at the 150 camp.
Oh yeah, the top 150 camp.
I could.
Yeah, you know, that's up to you, you know, man. But if you're gonna have a session somewhere, I'm just, you know, I get it.
I got you. I got you.
I get it.
Now, hey, real quick, shout out to the top 150 camp. What made you start the top 150 camp? And this is your 3rd year doing it now, right?
No, hold on. 5th, maybe.
5th year.
Yeah, well, the COVID year is when it started.
Okay.
So basically, what happened was during that COVID year, there was the camp, everything was shut down. So they opened back up, and Adam Friedman hits me up because he couldn't basically get the guys from Western Pennsylvania because everything was shut down, but Florida was open. So he was like, Dwayne, man, if you get a couple guys together, you know what I mean? Remember, it was 100, I think the first was out West Mifflin, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I invited about 100 kids through the brand on the shirts. I think we had some blue ones at the time. And it was a success. Next year, we do it again. So I said, all right, top 150 again. And then a lot of different other guys came. Brian Doan came from 247. Of course, Adam came. Chris Peak came. Ryan Snyder came. And you had all, you know, you came, all the local writers and the cameramen came. And it blew up. We had it out Shady Side Academy. I think that year it might have rained right before we had ended. And then we had it, no, this is the 4th year, yeah. Then we had it last year. It blew up even more. You know, and now it's just a staple, you know, just like the 7-on-7 league. It's a staple here in Western Pennsylvania. You know, we went from 8, 12, 20, 22, 26. Now we getting more and more teams, now sponsorship. But just like, you know, the camp. So now it's a staple to get like some of the top up and coming guys. It's 2 sections. You got an 8th going to 9th, 9th going to 10th section with the young guys. And you got the 10th going to 11th, 11th going to 12th. And it's just a showcase. You know, a little bit of positional one-on-ones, and that's it. Yep.
Yeah, so I think what I took from that, and, you know, just what I've learned from you, a lot of people don't know you're the reason I started Prospect Media.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it. I was interning with this guy my senior year. I was going to college for sports management. My goal was to become a sports agent. Mm-hmm. But, you know, he's just signing off on my college credits. And, you know, at that time, he used to do all the videos on his phone. And he was like, you know what, bring your camera down and start up your own page. So the next day, I remember I'm on my way down there and boom, Prospect Media just drops in my spirit. That night, I went home, made my logo, and now it is what it is. Right. But I seen a need You know, at that time in 2019, social media wasn't really big. You know, as far as guys posting their highlights and things like that, there weren't a lot of videographers out. I think Dream Shots, a guy named Swingman, Carlin, those were really like the only three videographers that were doing sports at the time. So, you know, we seen the need to help the under-recruited athletes. So, you know, I think the biggest thing in entrepreneurship is just to start. You hear it from the story of how I started Prospect. You hear it from the story of how D Brown started the top 150. So I think, you know, one of the things not only for you, but for the people watching, is to just start. You know, you might have an idea and you might wrestle with it back and forth. But the thing is you'll never start if you're trying to get to a certain point.
Right.
Sometimes you don't know what works until you try it.
You gotta take that risk.
Exactly.
You can't live in fear. Basically, if you got something on your mind, you just gotta do it.
Exactly. Is there anything else you want to hit on? Anything at the top of your mind, or anything you want to speak on before we wrap up?
No, I just want to thank y'all for inviting me out here to speak to y'all. 100%. I appreciate it.
So yeah, definitely. You know that.
Big season this year.
Big season.